Hello and welcome to a very exciting last stack of packs from the 1991 PGA Tour card set. We have this beautiful square-shaped box and these cards as well. Over here is our podium. The best cards that we find will go on there until there is one standing at the end, which will be our winner. And we'll talk about the players, we'll talk about a little bit of the game, and take a look at the cards and just have a good time seeing what is inside this set. So away we go. We have our discount here. One of the big ones we really want to find is the hologram. It is an Arnold Palmer hologram, a very rare insert, but it's possible to find. And we have our fingers crossed that today we may be one of those finders. And a couple cool things about this set. We have different colors on the top here. The darker greenish blue is the Senior PGA Tour. The lighter green is the regular PGA Tour. And we may come across a silver one, which would refer to a statistical leader from that season. And when one of those comes up, we will mention that. But outside of that, most of these have common card value. And maybe if someone's looking for a specific one to build the set, $1 or so. But otherwise, not too wildly valuable, even as a set. But there are a few cards in here that do have some collector desirability, and we'll mention them, if and as we find them. And then along with that, just kind of enjoy seeing some of these players who helped shape the game. And they were definitely big in the 90s and definitely contributed to what we enjoy today about golf, and a little bit in the just about pre-Tiger Woods era. And we got Bruce Crampton. And even the cards, they have a really nice kind of edge-to-edge color photo on the front and some visuals on the back that have some statistics and just laid out pretty nice. It's a visually fun set to see. And here we go. Here's a Gary player. And this one has a value of around $30 or so in a PSA 10. So nothing earth-shattering, and might be the cost of grading itself. However, looks pretty good. And if we can get a potential 10, we will keep the potential 10. And Gary will also take the prime spot on our podium as we move on to Bob Tway, Frank Beard, Hal Sutton, and Fuzzy Zoeller. And the cards have a decent feel in the hand. They're not like super thick cardstock, but not really thin either. They're cool. So overall, decent. And the ink, it's not very, very bright. Some Pro Set cards have really nice, vibrant ink. They're an okay print run overall. And Dudley Hart. Next up, and we're kind of flying through these. The packs open very quickly. They're not finicky at all. The cards are not stuck together, so all positives there. And there we go. I thought there was two stuck together. So yeah, overall just a nice set to look through. And let's see if we can get that hologram. That would be cool. We got Simon Hobday, Brad Fable, Gary Koch, Doug Toole, Jim Dent, and Mike Smith, Carl Cooper, and Larry Mize. On we go. And Dale Douglas. I'm going to keep my eye out for one of the silver cards. I feel like we probably passed one, but then I could show you what the stat leader color looks like in case you're following along or maybe have some of these at home. Billy Ray Brown, Chris Perry, Miller Barber, J.C. Anderson, DeWitt Weaver, Stan Utley, Jim Thorpe, Brad Faxon. All right. And this is our Turning the Corner pack, number 5 of 9 of the last grouping. We have Lauren Roberts, Davis Love III, Greg Norman. All right, here we go. Great to see Greg Norman. This is the Arnold Palmer Award card, and in a PSA 10 from a collector value standpoint, worth around $50 or so. And this one does look pretty good condition in terms of edges and corners and overall coloring, so we'll take a closer look later. But for right now, we will save him. And also, Greg is going to go onto our podium as the current leader. Well deserved. Next up, we have Buddy Gardner, Rocky Thompson, and another Greg Norman card, almost back-to-back Greg Normans. This one, we will looking pretty good. We will definitely put this one into a holder. Doesn't seem to have the same collector value as the other one, so I'll do a little more investigating. But 2 Greg Norman cards in the same pack is pretty cool, so we will keep him there. Bob Brew, Larry Silveria, George Lanning, Robert Games, Dave Barr, and Jim Howlett. All right, we are now in the final stretch, and I didn't see a silver one come up, I don't think. Bobby Nichols, Paul Azinger, Dean R. Beeman, CC1. So this looks like a commissioner card. That's really cool. I haven't come across these before. I don't know what if there's like a subset, like a CC subset, and I'll show you that, the marking, in just a moment. But very cool to see that. I know the Pro Set does have some commissioner cards in their other leagues like football, and but here you could see the numbering on it is CC1. So very cool. Definitely check this out, and we will see what it's about. There you go. Let's move on. Bob Eastwood, Gene Littler, Bill Sander, Don Massingale, Michael Allen, and I haven't seen these names yet in this box, so it seems like we're getting different names here. Doug Sanders, Clark Dennis, Perry Arthur, and Hale Irwin. All right, maybe we'll get some new names in these packs to come. That would be pretty nice. Still haven't seen a silver one. It may have come through, I just haven't noticed it. Larry Mowry. I'm trying to read names and such. Brant Job. Mike Springer. Tom Kite. All right, very cool. Here's one with some collector value of around $25, $30 in a PSA 10. And I do see some edge wear along the bottom, so I'm not sure if this kite will fly high into the grading land. But either way, cool to find, and Tom is on our team. Next up, Mike Fetchick. Mike Donald. Gary Cohen. Emmeline Aubrey. Al Kelly. Gil Morgan. Gabe Brewer. John Cook. And we have two left. The final two. Fingers are crossed. We got Dave Hill. Tom Byram. And it's fun seeing all the different names because they are the people behind the sport. They're what make it fun. And while collecting, we look for the big names behind all that are the actual people that made it possible. And that's important. And here's a silver one. It should be a statistical leader like I was mentioning. And actually, here's a great example of three right next to each other. We have the stat leader silver, regular PGA Tour green, and the SPGA Tour kind of like a darker green blue. So there we go. I knew we'd come across one. Tim Simpson. Dow Fisterwald. Lee Jansen. Lee Elder. Bobby Clampett. Ken Still. Billy Andrade. And here we are at the last pack of the last stack, the bottom of the box. And I wonder if they put something really cool in here. We've dug all the way through. We're starting out with Walt Zembrisky. John Wilson. Ed Doherty. Dan Hall Dorson. Larry Rinker. Richard Zokol. Rives McBee. John Daly. There we go. Very cool. In the last pack. So this John Daly in a PSA 10 could be worth around $190. So we will take a look. There looks like a little edge wear on the bottom. So I doubt this will make it into a 10, and which makes it worth vastly less. Maybe not even the cost of grading, maybe even just $1 or $2 to someone that wants one. So time will tell. We'll look at it a little more closely, but even just to get a John Daly card is very cool. And I think we'll leave up Greg Norman for now on our podium. And we have Tom Shaw, John Inman, Mike Hill, and Brandel Chambly. And there you have it. Let's take a look at our team for the day. We have that John Daly, and we have the Greg Norman from just a little bit earlier, Tom Kite, and Gary Player. So let's see if we could fit all these. Maybe we could fit them all across the bottom. Yeah. There we go. So our team, again, we have John Daly, Gary Player, Greg Norman, and Tom Kite. Some great contributors to the game. And hope you learned something. Hope you had some fun. And there you have it. Until next time.